everyone, my name is Charlie.
And my name is Katie.
And today we're learning about science and space through the movement of dance.
Today we're going to be looking at rockets. Before we get moving, let's take a look at how rockets work. This is a Soyuz rocket, and it used to take astronauts to the International Space Station. Let's watch how it launches. As you can see, the fuel is coming out the bottom of the engines, and that's pushing our rocket up into the air. This is called an equal and opposite reaction. And now we're going to fire up our own rocket engine, but not that one, this one. To fire up our rocket engine, we're going to need three things. That's heat, fuel, and oxygen. When we put these three things together, we should get fire, and we call it the fire triangle. So here we have our rocket engine, and we're going to add in our ingredients. The first is our liquid fuel. I'm going to pour that inside. We now need to mix this with our second ingredient, which is oxygen. Now, of course, oxygen is a gas, which luckily is all around us and inside our bottle already. But my fuel is a liquid. So we need to evaporate that, and we're going to do that by shaking the bottle a little. This is going to change that liquid fuel into a gas and allow it to mix with the oxygen inside. So we now need to add our third and final ingredient, which is heat. And for that, I've got a lighter. So let's see our reaction happen.
There are 3 stages for a Soyuz rocket to reach Earth's orbit. From launch to docking to the ISS can take between 3 to 6 hours. At liftoff, 4 rocket boosters and the central column ignite and then burn for 2 minutes to reach a height of 41 kilometres above the Earth. This is the first stage. 30 seconds later, the escape system is released and then 4 boosters stop firing, having used up all their fuel and are jettisoned from the main core. The main core, now the second stage, fires for another 2.5 minutes. During this time, the casing protecting the spacecraft is jettisoned away. At 100 kilometres, you are officially in space. You are now a real live astronaut. The third stage ignites just before the second stage is released to give the last push from Earth's gravity. The rocket is now travelling at over 8,000 miles per hour. Another 4 minutes and the third stage stops firing and falls back to the Earth. Once in orbit around the Earth, the spacecraft separates from the rocket. The Soyuz capsule then makes the last couple of orbits around the Earth before finally docking with the International Space Station.
So we now know how we launch a rocket, but what does it feel like to be inside one? Well, here to tell us a little bit more is astronaut Piers Sellers.
Launch is very exciting. You're lying on your back there in Florida just watching all the clocks go down on the displays and looking at the function of the vehicle, and that seems to go on for hours. It's kind of uncomfortable just lying there. And eventually when the moment comes, they light the main engines and you hear this roar behind you as the main engines light, and the whole shuttle tilts over like this under the strain of that. And then they light the solid rocket boosters, which do the heavy lifting work. Huge bang, off you go. It's like someone smacking you in the back, and you just get shoved up into the sky really fast, and you really feel yourself being pressed back. So for the first 2 minutes, you're already shaking around like this, I'm not kidding, as your big 2,000-ton vehicle is being pushed into the sky. And after 2 minutes, at this point the sky's turning black, there's a big bang, both the solid rocket boosters fly off, they're gone, they plop down in the ocean somewhere, and you go roaring on for another 6 minutes. At this point the ride's pretty smooth, there's a lot of acceleration. So 6 minutes of smooth acceleration, it's getting hard to breathe, and then suddenly the main engine stops, bang, and you start floating. You start floating around the cabin, and you are now doing 5 miles a second, and 8.5 minutes ago you were lying on your back in Florida, and you're headed to Africa. And it's exciting.
Darcy and our Space Cadets are now going to show us how to turn our space knowledge into dance.
So make sure you're all warmed up and you've got lots of space to move around.
My name's Darcy, it's lovely to meet you. I am from Moving Together Dance Company, and today we are going to be taking our learning of rockets and putting that into some movement. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to think of our rocket launch in 3 stages. We have got stage 1, which is our launch from the Earth. We've got stage 2, which is our separation. And we have got stage 3, which is our land. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a think about how we might describe these 3 different stages of our rocket launch. So for launch, today in our session, some of the children thought of words like force and power, heat, fire, lift off. Maybe you might like to think of some others of your own. For separation, we thought of let go as they split apart. We thought of fall, we thought of drop, and we thought of release. Again, you might be able to think of some more. We also then thought of some words for land, which is our 3rd section of our rocket's journey. So we had things like bump, jump, down, and jolt. Again, maybe you might like to think of some of your own. Okay, so now we've thought about all of our words for each stage, we're going to try and pop that into some movement. So for stage 1, let's just remember our words very quickly. We had words such as fire, force, heat, power. Now, in our class today, in our session with some of the children, we thought of these moves, but you might even think of some of your own from home with your own words or with our words, it's up to you. So if you'd like to learn our routine with our words, what we did was we put our launch section into 4 different moves. Our first move is 2 very strong punches up to the sky. So we go 1, 2. Our second move is a big jump in the air, lifting our knees. We go up and down again. Okay, so first move, 2 big punches, 1, 2. Second move, big jump, 3, 4. Okay, our third move, we reach up to the sky and then we drop down and then we come back up again. Okay, so let's rewind quickly and go back to the beginning if you're learning our version. So 2 punches to start. 1, 2, big jump, 3, 4, arms up, drop it down and coming back up again. Fabulous. Our 4th move for our launch section is our arms launching outwards. Okay, so they start off nice and close by you and they're in fists. And then they reach outwards and they end up with your fingers nice and splayed and big gaps in between. Okay, so our launch section with all 4 moves goes punch, punch, jump, come down, reach up, drop it down and come up and launch the arms out to the side. Moving on to section 2, we've got our separation. Just a reminder, we had words like let go, drop, fall, and release. Our first move that our group came up with was our arms reaching up, and it's actually quite soft and graceful as we release those boosters from our rocket. Okay, so first move, we come up. As we do that, our knees bend to start with, and then they stretch as our arms come up. And from there, we bring our arms back in to jump out again like a star. Okay, so just from the beginning of our separation section, we reach up and we jump out. Fantastic. From there, what we do is what we like to call a dramatic drop. So I would like you to be as dramatic as you possibly can be, and I want you to reach up to the sky and then drop all the way to the floor and lay down, okay? That's a nice fun bit. So let's just go back to the separation section from the beginning. We go up, we reach out into a star, dramatic drop, and then we nice and slowly make our way back up again. Fantastic, well done guys. Can we do that all the way from the beginning of launch? So let's try and remember. Our first move, we've got our powerful punches. We go 1, 2, then we've got our big tuck jump, 3, 4. Then we reach up, we come down to our crouch, we come up, and we launch outwards with our arms. Then we go into separation, which is our nice graceful arms. We come out into a star, we have our dramatic drop, and then nice and slowly, we just make our way to stand back up again. Okay then guys, we're going to go on to section 3 of our movement, which is our landing section. So, just a reminder of the words we came up with for this bit. We had bump, jump, down, and jolt. Okay, so you might have come up with some other words for yourself, and that is brilliant, really well done. And you might like to use those words to think of some movement of your own. But if you'd like to learn our version, this is what it was. I'm going to teach it to you now. So, our first landing movement is a nice jolt with our arms that's going to go downwards to the floor. We start with our shoulders, they rise and then they drop, and our hands kind of follow and sort of point downwards in a diagonal position. So, ready? We lift them up a little bit and then we drop them down, and then we come back up. Okay, let's try that one more time. Ready? Lift and drop. Fantastic, and that needs to be nice and sharp. Our next move of our landing section is a jolt with our feet. And we're going to do a nice big kick for this one. Now, if you'd like to keep it a little bit more simple, you can just do a big kick in front of you. And I'd like you to think about keeping your foot nice and flat so it looks nice and sharp. Okay, but you can do it in a forward direction. So let's try that together. Ready? 3, 2, 1, kick. Fantastic. If you'd like to make it a little bit harder, we add a little jump with our kick. And what we do is we kick and we jump on the other leg at the same time, okay? So it's a little bit complicated. Let's give it another go. So, we're just going to try the kick. Let's pretend we've already done our jolt. Ready? 3, 2, 1, kick. Fantastic, well done. Let's go from our jolt now. We're going to add it from the beginning of this section. 3, 2, 1, lift, jolt, come up, and jump kick. Fantastic, well done. Our next move for our landing section that our wonderful group came up with is a move that we like to call lose your feet. Because this is all about landing, we thought, how do we land? How do we land on the floor? How can we go down really quickly and kind of like with a bit of a bump? And we decided that we needed to lose our feet. Okay, so what we mean by that is we imagine that our feet suddenly come out from underneath us, and that means that we drop to the floor and our feet end out in front of us. Okay, so I would like to rewind back to the beginning of the landing section, just so we can go through that together. We start with the jolt of our arms, it comes out. Then we come back up, we've got our kick, we go kick. Then we've got our lose your feet, we go down. Fantastic, and our last move of our landing section, because we wanted to celebrate the fact we'd landed, we do a lovely little circle in celebration. Okay, and you can do that however you like. If you want to do it on your back, if you want to do it on your bottom, if you want to use your feet to come round, you can do it however you like, as long as you're celebrating the fact that you've landed. rewind. Shall we see if we can remember our moves all the way from launch? So we've got 4 moves for launch, 4 moves for separation, 4 moves for land. Let's see how we do. Nice and slowly. Launch, we start with our punches. We go 1, 2. Then we go with our jump. Then we've got our arms coming up. We drop down to the floor. We come up. We launch our arms outwards. Lovely. Then we go on to section 2, separation. Our arms come up. We come out into our star. Lovely. We've got our really dramatic drop. And we go to the floor. And then we nice and slowly come back up, ready for our landing. We jolt our arms. Lovely. We then have our kick. We then have our lose your feet. And then we celebrate. Woohoo! Fabulous. And that is our whole routine. If you'd like to give that another go, you can absolutely rewind the video and give it another go with me. Maybe pop some music on and have some fun with it. And if you've thought of your own moves, then that's even better. You can have a practice of those and see if you can pop them in order of launch, separation, and land. Okay, so now we've learnt the dance, let's have a look at our group having a go in their session.
We hope you enjoyed this week's session and being a rocket, and you'll join us again next week
When we'll be looking at the moon.
Goodbye!